Human beings seek stability. The human mind constantly seeks to find patterns that provide stability for it so that it can avoid the fight or flight response. However, knowing that, we also know that the one stable thing in life is change. Change is always with us. In fact, change is happening today at a rate not ever seen before in human history. The issues created by change are complex and dynamic and can mean the difference between an organization's success and an organization's failure. The reason change causes so many issues is simple. It's because change involves people. Yes, there is complexity to changing computer systems, but the complexity of the human mind is far beyond this. Human beings bring to this change equation rational and irrational expectations, rational and irrational beliefs, and rational and irrational fears, uncertainties, and doubts. When the sum of these irrationalities is totaled, is it any wonder that government, business, academic, or even family organizations resist change? The short answer is no, of course. It's not surprising at all. But what can we do to influence change and mitigate the stagnating effects of the human experience? How can we channel human ingenuity to have the best change event possible? We all know that business sometimes takes the most common sense principles and makes them seem like the most advanced theories ever created. MBO, or management by objective, is of course no more complicated than telling a group of whatever nature what the goal is we're trying to achieve, and this becomes the first step in our managing the change behavior. A football coach clearly sets an objective to his team by saying, "Our goal is nothing less than to win the championship." Well, setting clear objectives is instrumental in helping our organization affect successful change. Setting objectives, however, does not typically go far enough. To get buy-in by the stakeholders of a proposed change, we have to help them understand the why of the change. Why is it being done? We no longer live in the world of mine is not to reason why, mine is but to do or die. In today's global world of fast-paced change and unlimited access to information, we must elicit buy-in by explaining the why. The unlimited dissemination of information changes the very nature of change management. Because information is so available, it is likely that the people we lead will have access to at least the same information that we do, if not more. So when the question arises of why is this change being proposed, it comes from a well-informed participant, unlike decades ago when information wasn't nearly as available. Nowhere do we see this more clearly than in leading change dynamics with kids in a family. Today, kids are frequently better informed than their parents on many aspects of life. However, the key to successful leadership from parents is that parents can use their experience to connect the dots and find the why much more readily than the kids. We used to think of this as wisdom. So managing the dynamics of organizational change comes down to managing the underlying why component of the project and of the participants. Why does this project matter? Who are the winners? Who are the losers? And how does this affect the participants in a real way? It sounds pretty simple, right? Well, the reality is it's not. Management coaching and life coaching people have long understood that resistance to change comes usually not from the rational mind, but from the irrational mind that's playing out fears, uncertainties, and doubts that may or may not be related at all to the project at hand. People's resistance to change goes to the heart of our first statement. People love stability. Change creates subconscious as well as conscious issues, and in order to get real buy-in, we have to address these underlying issues. I have watched project groups behave more like group therapy sessions, but when it's successfully done, the gremlins that chase all of us can come out, and they can be dealt with, and then the change can be embraced. This need to exercise these hidden fears often requires a coach who is skilled at getting to the real reason underlying resistance to change, and that can become a resource well worth adding to your overall resources.